In this part, we have to discuss neural control and coordination. As we know, in most of the higher animals, the body is organized by different organ systems. Then these organ systems are controlled by mainly two important systems of our physiological system. One is nervous system, another one endocrine system. In nervous system, with the help of a specialized cell, neuron, some messages are generally conveyed. On that base, coordination is take place in the biological system. Like that, in endocrine system, different biochemical messengers are secreted. They we call the name hormones, and these hormones controls the biological system. In such a way, in our body, the all organ system works coordinatedly by two systems or with the help of two systems. One is nervous system, another one a endocrine system. Then as a result, the whole internal environment remain a constant. That process itself we called homeostasis. Therefore, today we can begin with a topic: neural control and coordination. As we know, homeostasis means maintenance of constant internal environment with irrespective of external environment. That means if change in any external environment like temperature, humidity, wind velocity, there is no effect on internal system. It remains constant. That process what we call homeostasis. To maintain homeostatic mechanism only in our body, one is nervous system and another one the endocrine system play a very important role in a process of homeostasis. Then the nervous system itself having basic what we called the unit of nervous system, the nerve cell, neuron, which itself form the especially brain, spinal cord, ganglion, nerves. They all together form nervous system and helps for coordination of organ system. At the same time, endocrine system secrete a biochemical messenger we called hormone. That hormone play a very important role in what you say homeostatic mechanism. By this, what it indicates, in our body, any organ system which is working in coordinated pattern, mainly because of what? Nervous system and endocrine system. There are some mechanisms in our body, only nervous system involved in coordination, whereas in some process, endocrine system. But many of the organ systems controlled by both nervous system as well as endocrine system, that what we call the name neuroendocrine control we called. Neuroendocrine control. Then here coordination means it is a two or more than two organs together complete a one function. For example, best example for this one is a physical exercise. Actually, if you take a physical exercise is one of the process, but by this what happens? The muscular contraction relaxation increases, heartbeat rate increases, breathing rate increases, rate of respiration increases, oxygen consumption increases. Altogether, actually one process takes place in coordinated pattern, that is what we call physical exercise. In such a way, the more than one organ system or organs together complete to a particular function, we call the name coordination. In human physiology, we have two important topics. One is neural control and coordination, another one chemical coordination. In neural control and coordination, we have to study completely nervous system, how it works. Mainly here we have to study structure of neuron, then conduction of nerve impulses along the neuron, structure of brain, reflex action, and also different types of sense organs we have to discuss in this topic. Whereas in second topic, we have to discuss chemical coordination, where different types of endocrine glands and their secretion and functions of all hormones we have to discuss in detail, then how they bring chemical coordination. Here, first in neural coordination, we have to discuss the term a neural system. Basically, if you consider the neural system, mainly the basic unit of this neural system made up of neurons. Neurons are structural and functional unit of nervous system, and they we also called a nerve cell. That means it's a specialized animal cell, helps for conduction of nerve impulses, hence we called nerve cell. And this nerve cell is undivisible, means it may not undergo division, irreparable. Once lost, forever lost. Therefore, if any mechanical injuries take place, neurons are damaged, they may not divide, they may not undergo repairing, they hence once we lost, forever lost, we say. Then these neurons, in case of coelentrates, form a network-like nervous system. Whereas in most of the, especially invertebrates, especially if you take insects or arthropods, a true brain is formed, that what we call cerebral ganglion. Cerebral ganglion itself we called brain in case of invertebrates. And at the same time, below the esophagus, one more pair of ganglia are there, we called subesophageal ganglion. And these are connected by a one nerve, circumesophageal nerve, because it covers a esophagus, a circular structure, hence we call circumesophageal nerve. Altogether form nerve ring. Then this subesophageal ganglion gives ventral nerve cord. Actually, nerve cord in case of non-caudate present on ventral side. Hence, we called a ventral nerve cord. Then we have different types of ganglion according to the segment with some lateral nerves also. And these lateral nerves supply to the peripheral part of the body in such a way, in most of the invertebrates, the specially nervous system showing ventral nerve cord with primitive brain. If you go for chordates, suppose you take an example of human beings, here the anterior part of the nervous system modified into brain, then the posterior part is modified as a spinal cord, and from brain also we have some nerves which are innervated to the different parts of the body, we call cranial nerves, whereas the specially spinal cord remain on dorsal side, and that is dorsal nerve cord is there, and generally here they have spinal nerve. These are the nerve originate from brain, we call the name cranial nerves, and these are the nerve originated from spinal cord, hence we call spinal nerves we call. These are a brain nerves, we call cranial nerves, spinal cord nerve, spinal nerve. Then the especially when you compare the vertebrate and invertebrate difference here. One is in case of invertebrate, the ventral nerve cord is there, whereas in caudate, dorsal nerve cord is present. Then if you take the nerve cord is ganglionated, whereas the dorsal nerve cord is non-ganglionated. And generally, all the ganglia present brain in chordates, whereas a segmental ganglia present here and there in ventral nerve cord. This is the basic difference between nervous system of a non-chordates and chordates. We have to discuss now human neural system. Once again, roughly we analyze especially the human a nervous system. It's a brain followed by a spinal cord. Basically, the brain and spinal cord together form central nervous system that we call the name CNS, central nervous system. The name itself indicates it is the center of nervous system. That means most of the biological activities or neural control is mainly under control of brain and partly by spinal cord. Hence we called a central nervous system. Another one, PNS, that is peripheral nervous system. That means from the brain and spinal cord, some nerves are originated, and these nerves supply to the peripheral part of the body. For example, the nerves originated from brain, we call the name cranial nerves. The nerves of the brain we called cranial nerves. The nerves which originated from the spinal cord we called spinal nerve, and they supply once again different peripheral part of the body. Hence, this we call the name peripheral nervous system and a central nervous system. Then once again, in a peripheral nervous system, we have a somatic nervous system and autonomous nervous system. Yes. Somatic nervous system is one who is supplied to the most of the voluntary organs. You know, those organs obey our order, we call voluntary organs. Here we have striated muscles or voluntary muscles. For example, the arms and legs, they contain voluntary muscles, they are voluntary organs. Like that, neck, tongue, jaws, eyeball, eyelid, then even body wall, tongue, pharynx, these are all voluntary organs. They are innervated by a somatic nerves, that is what we call somatic nervous system. Whereas autonomous nervous system usually innervated with a autonomous organs. These autonomous organs mainly includes, they are mainly innervated with what? A smooth muscles. They work independently without will and wish of what? Animals. And smooth muscles and cardiac muscles are involuntary muscles. They are usually innervated to the autonomous organs. Therefore, whatever the function which may not take place according to our will and wish, they are all innervated with the autonomous nervous system. Suppose you take the peristalsis movement of elementary canal, heartbeat, blood circulation, urine formation, glandular secretion, glandular flow, all these processes are autonomous activities. They are under control of smooth muscles. These all innervated with the autonomous nervous system. Once again, in autonomous nervous system, we have two types of nerves. One is sympathetic and parasympathetic. Yes, the parasympathetic autonomous nerve generally stimulatory in nature. It is inhibitory. That means the sympathetic nerve, when stimulated, always the especially rate of what? Action. Any action it may be, action increases. For example, heartbeat rate increases, peristalsis movement of elementary canal increases, breathing rate increases, urine formation increases, glandular secretion increases. The inhibitory means here rate of action slow down. That is, the peristalsis movement slow down, heartbeat rate slow down. That is what we call parasympathetic nerve. That means in peripheral nervous system, voluntary one, somatic, involuntary, autonomous. In autonomous, stimulatory, sympathetic, non-stimulatory, parasympathetic. We have one more nervous system we call visceral nervous system. You know, especially whatever the epithelial lining present in abdominal cavity and all the abdominal organs we called viscera. In this abdominal cavity or visceral mass, whatever the nerves are there, that what we call visceral nervous system. It includes once again neurons, then ganglion, and at the same time we also have some nerves. Then nerve network we call plexus. All these together form visceral nervous system. The nervous system present in body cavity we call the especially visceral nervous system. It is only what we can say based on visceral innervation we called that is visceral nervous system. Then based on function we can classify two types of nerves here. One is afferent. Afferent means towards. Afferent nerves. And efferent, away. Efferent refers to away. Afferent nerves always we may say as a sensory nerves. They carry message from different organs to brain. That what we call the name, the afferent nerves we say towards. They carry a message from different sense organs to brain. In sense organ, receptor cells are there. They receive the what? A sensory message. This sensory message is trapped by afferent nerves, conveyed to the brain. Whereas efferent nerve, we called it as a motor nerves we say. They convey the message from brain to mainly either muscles or glands. Due to what a innervation to the muscles, they even we also called motor nerve. By the stimulation of efferent nerve, generally there may be muscular movement may take place or glandular secretion is take place. For example, any salivary secretion or any general movement if takes place in our body, that is by the action of efferent nerves. In such a way, the nervous system first we mainly classify as a CNS. It includes brain and spinal cord. Peripheral nervous system, it is a nerves of spinal cord and brain. We classify based on function. Somatic nervous system, it is a voluntary what nervous system. Autonomous nervous system, involuntary. In that sympathetic, stimulatory nature. Parasympathetic, inhibitory. Rate of action increases by the action of sympathetic nerve. Rate of biological action slow down by the action of parasympathetic nerve. Then visceral nervous system is one. It's a nervous system of abdominal cavity where we have different neurons, ganglia, nerves, nerve plexus or nerve network of nerves we call plexus all together for visceral nervous system. How they function, based on that we classify two types of nerves, afferent nerves, efferent nerves. Afferent